This is Living Healthy with Jackie Bell, the show with the information on health that you need to know from people you can trust. Brought to you by The Woman in You.
Hi, welcome to Living Healthy. I'm your host, Jackie Bell. Today we're going to talk about healthier skin from the inside out. Our guest is Jacqueline Bonfiglio Naja. Welcome, Jackie.
Thank you.
Jackie has been an esthetician, holistic esthetician in New Bedford for over 30 years. She's also the producer of Living Healthy and the founder of The Woman in You, which is an organization that supports living healthy. Jacqueline, thank you for coming, and we wanted you to be a guest on the show for a long time.
And here I am in the guest seat.
And here
I
you
think
are
I'd
for a
rather like
change.
to be in the booth. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to sharing my information regarding skincare.
Now, you've been an esthetician for over 30 years, and really, I consider you a holistic esthetician, which is very much set apart from other estheticians. But I want to start with, your background, how you came into being a holistic esthetician from your first career, which was an accountant, and how you decided on founding The Woman in You and starting Living Healthy.
Oh, here we go. So we all have a once upon a time story. And mine really began in 1976 when I had the swine flu vaccination. And from the residual of the swine flu vaccination, I came down with Guillain-Barré or Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is the virus that attacked your nerve endings and muscles. So I spent 9 weeks in University Hospital in Boston. And that point in time, I was in my 20s. And you don't share with a young woman in their 20s, if you're going to give her a medication, it's going to make them gain weight. That is not going to happen. So it was truly on my own personal vanity on why I didn't take the prednisone. And as time went on, I didn't even realize that that was the beginning of my natural and holistic journey, because once again, I became a statistic because I didn't choose the medical protocol on what they needed to do. So basically, and then I always loved beauty. I had a passion for beauty. So I took accounting, took my accounting background, my knowledge, and in 1985, I opened up Jacqueline's Advanced Skin Therapy in Dartmouth. And that's really the beginning on how this all started, and from my own personal health journey. And The Women in You is a group of local practitioners who educate and inform women and their families on natural and holistic choices. And then it came Living Healthy program. So it's really about educating and informing about natural and holistic choices.
So, Jackie, could you tell us how to maintain the health of the skin?
Well, the first thing I always educate everyone is just to remember that the skin is the largest organ in the body, and it's the first line of defense. And then people go like, wow, yeah, that's right, it is the largest organ of the body, because they always think about heart and lungs, and they really don't think the skin that way. And then I just start reminding them what the skin's functions are. It protects us inner organs. It's sensitive to the touch. Our nerve endings are there. We have connective tissue. We have our sebaceous glands. We have our sweat glands. We have our capillaries. There's so many different elements. When you look underneath the skin, you just don't see the surface of the skin.
So when you're helping someone keep their skin healthy, are you addressing all those different parts of the skin, or how does it work?
Addressing all of it. First of all, it's all individual. It's all personalized. It's really regarding their genetics, their lifestyle, how they eat, they exercise. All of those play a part on having a natural and beautiful skin.
So you talked about the health of the skin. Water plays an important role, doesn't it? What does water do?
Well, water plays a very important role in every aspect of our lives, not just our skin. And two things happen as we mature. One thing is our skin, we become dehydrated, and the skin thins. So very early, I started educating regarding the importance of water. It's not drinking water. And a lot of people say to me, well, I drink 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. And, well, your inner organs is the one that is applying the nutrients for the body, but you forget about the skin. So this is why it's really important to use products for the skin. It's just not because we're trying to sell you a product or anything like that. It's really about nourishing the skin.
You need water to keep the skin hydrated, and that will keep you youthful looking and keep the skin youthful?
Absolutely, because when you think about it, inflammation is dehydration, is inflammation, and that's what just causes the wrinkling of the skin. So when you have a plump, hydrated skin, it really is a youthful appearance to the skin. So a lot of times, I think nothing is more attractive than having a mature woman. We do have wrinkles, and that's just who we are in our lives and what our life has brought us. So I think the important key is a woman to remember, a mature woman, is to keep the skin hydrated. Maybe with water, maybe with products. You also have nutrition of the skin. And I explain to clients that it's very important to nourish the skin, nutrition of the skin. And that's our anti-aging, our free radicals. That's our vitamin A. That's our vitamin C. That's our vitamin E. Very, very important to nourish the skin and supply the skin with food. It's like how we eat, it's the same way.
So both topically and nutritionally, to make sure that you're getting those vitamins in your diet, but then also in any creams that you use?
Absolutely. So that's where you get the healthiest skin from the inside out. So you're working from the inside out. So if you have a hydrated body on the inside, you have vitamins, you're nourishing your body, you're eating proper food, it's going to show on the surface of the skin. I automatically know a person that smokes, they just have a gray undertone to the skin. They don't have that vitality to the skin like a person that doesn't smoke. And it's not even a judgment on people who do smoke, which is what it is. And you can see how they have like gray cells, like the cells are not alive.
Mm-hmm. So what about, the shedding of the skin, the exfoliation? What role does that play in?
Well, no, that's a really important role. Once again, I've been doing this for 30 years. And I can remember when I first started, there was really not a lot available. I can remember women coming in, and of course mostly women, but I do have men. Men do have facials. More of a grooming treatment, we like to call it. Mm-hmm. But they would come in, and what do you use on the skin? And constantly it was Ivory soap, Dove soap. So I get to share with them a little bit about pH balance. We have 0 to 14 is our pH balance. 7 is water. Anything we use on our skin should be a 4.5 and a 6 to keep the skin in balance. Ivory soap has the same pH balance as Spic and Span, which is a 10. So they go like, really? So it's so wonderful to see how the beauty profession has evolved, because people don't come in using Ivory and Dove soap anymore. They're coming in, they're using, of course, you think about all the over-the-counter products now that are available that weren't available. Mm-hmm. So it really gives people an opportunity to use something different than Dove and Ivory soap. Nivea, so many different products over-the-counter that are nourishment to the skin also.
What should we look for in any product that is good? I mean, there's really so much to choose from, and I know that you're saying that it's really an individual. Some of us have dry skin naturally, some of us have oily skin. So is there some way that we would know what is better for us to use?
First again, the skincare analysis is the most important part of any skincare treatment. Mm-hmm. Once again, bring in all different elements. The age, the lifestyle, the hereditary, all those genetics, all those things are an important factor. So about products, there's such a wide range of products. And you kind of like, there's so many products, what can I use? But it's really, really about your belief system. I have literally put one side of my clients using Nivea and then use another product that I have, Homedica. And it's really interesting to see how the skin responds. And it's really also, I feel, the belief system of the person. And it's amazing how many times I know those women individually, and the skin will tell you exactly what you need. If it's a $10 product or a $140 product.
So a lot of us have wondered about protecting our skin from the sun and the environmental elements. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that?
You know, it's really interesting. Well, first of all, I always say the sun has invisible powers. So use your common sense, number one. I know there's a lot of talk about vitamin D3 now and how it's important for us to have the vitamin D3 in our bodies, and we're so deprived, especially being in the New England area. And that's another question I always share with people. You know, 20 minutes a day to get your vitamin D is not going to give you skin cancer. So it's really about your intention of why you're going out in the sun. And I have to say, people use protection all the time now. And one thing I remind them is that, you know, when you're out there looking at a sun care product, especially it's right at the end of the summer now, and you might want to pick up a product that might be on a suntan product that might be on sale. Just remember, you need to look to see if there's an expiration date, because it is active ingredients in it, and you want to make sure that you don't buy a product that's off expiration.
Okay. So, what does the sun do to our skin? Does it dry it out? Does it age it, or does it actually give it some of that magical nutrients that you were talking about?
Well, I think once again, you know, the sun is a wonderful thing when you're going out and you're taking a walk and you're just being the sense of freedom and being outside and enjoying the element, not abusing it.
Right.
You know, I think anything of over being abusing causes it different. And the sun does age your skin. You know, you think about what happens is that you have your UVA rays and you have your UVB rays and you have your UVC rays. I always say to people, the UVB is the bad, okay, because basically those rays will go right into the dermis layer of the skin, and that's where the connective tissue lies. And the connective tissue is made of protein. It's elastin and the collagen. And collagen is made out of protein. So once again, the sun will loosen up the connective tissue and elasticize, which causes the wrinkling of the skin. UVB is bad. Bad will burn.
What about getting your beauty rest?
Well, you know, I think the beauty rest, you know, is really an important thing to do. We all kind of like check. We all know what we need to do, you know. And I really think that when someone gets their rest, and also the emotional stress also shows, you know, in our face. We hold different emotions in our face. Like, I know a lot of women talk about the 11 here. And so that's really an emotion that's a liver meridian. So that really holds a lot of fear and all anxiety, questioning. So it just forms, and also, you know, a lot of women, as we talk about, you hear about Botox, you know, a lot of women, that's one of the areas that they will have the Botox injection. And I say to them, that's really interesting because it's the liver meridian. If you're understanding that we're just not matter, that we're energy, and going more on an Eastern approach. And what does liver and meridian think about? It's fear and anxiety. Fear and anxiety of aging. So I found that very, very interesting. And also the liver meridian, the liver also is the area that we release toxins from. So I don't know why anyone would want to freeze that energy of the muscle.
Tell us more detail about your analysis. I think that this is a lot different than other estheticians do, and this is what really sets you apart.
You know, Jackie, it's once again belief system that we're energy, and we take everybody knows about the yin and yang energy. So I use a philosophy, which is a 1,000-year-old philosophy. It's called Chinese energetic biorhythm. And by the year you're born, for instance, I'm born in 1957, okay? So that tells me I'm a fire yin. So what does that mean? Well, it has a lot to do with it. A fire element loves the summer. They love beauty. It's so funny. I'm here in the beauty industry. I'm a yin energy. I'm a female energy. Mm-hmm. So I do really well with more of heated products. But I also have sensitivity to the skin. So it's just not just about the skin. It's really about the whole person's lifestyle, their constitution. I'll keep on saying that because that's really all of it, what's it about. So getting back to the Chinese energetic biorhythm. Okay, so we have the yin and the yang energy. Within the energy, we have 5 elements. We have our fire, we have our earth, we have our water, we have our wood, and we have our metal. Okay, so once again, by the year you're born, that tells me a lot. You know, my husband Stephen is a metal yang, so he's the yang energy. He loves the fall. He has sluggish lymphatic system. You know, like myself. So it actually tells you about the different organs, you know, that are also related to each of the elements. They also have organs that relate to them. So like the wood element, you know, it's got liver and gallbladder is the organs that associate with wood. You have your fire element, which is your small intestines and your heart. You know, you have your metal element, and the organs that associate with is lungs and large intestines. You have your water element, which is bladder and kidneys. And you have your earth element, like you are, is stomach and spleen. So that tells a lot also about the person, what element they are, what energy, how to approach the skin, what treatment, what the age, you know. And one thing, as I've noticed, as women mature, once again the skin thins and becomes dehydrated. And once upon a time ago, our skin would renew every 28 days. But as a mature woman over 35, the skin exfoliates every 45 days. Mm-hmm. So this is why the industry came up with all those exfoliants, because it really made sense. Because the buildup, the cell buildup was there, and it wasn't being exfoliated. So this is why you have the healthy hydroxy acids, the glycolic acids, came to the forefront, because the baby boomers were at that point where they were noticing the difference in the skin and what do I need to do. You know, then you have the exfoliation of the skin when microdermabrasion. You have exfoliating of the skin, so many different ways you can exfoliate the skin. But I always share with everyone is if you're going to exfoliate the skin, be gentle, because the skin does thin as we mature. You don't need anything abrasive on your skin. The skin will help you do that. Mm-hmm. So I usually say a nice enzyme, a gentle enzyme, use it on once or twice a week, will really give you the results that you're looking for. And when you exfoliate the skin, it gives the opportunity for your products to absorb into the skin. So it's a very, very important piece of age management in your skin is exfoliation.
So what's the latest you're working on with holistic skincare?
Well, holistic skincare, what I'm working on right now, is like to call it EIP therapy. It's electric ionized point therapy. And electric ionized point therapy is having your body being the constitution, having your body using your body as a machine instead of using a piece of equipment. So you can get results by using pressure on your point, on your meridian point. You can use it by needles like the acupuncture. You could use it with light, putting light on a point where we distribute the energy. You can also use magnets. And the protocol that recently I've been using is called Aesthetic Lift Naturally. And what that does is it literally, instead of using needles for facial rejuvenation, I use magnets. And I use the magnets where the needles will be on the meridians. For instance, when you put on the stomach, your cheeks, that's your stomach meridian. When you put on the side and your temples, it's your liver meridian. So there's 40 to 50 different magnets that I would use on the person's skin to rejuvenate their skin with the treatment. Once again, just to remind you, the face is a yang energy. So by using a yin meridian, the yin energy, you give the balance to the skin. And it's amazing how the skin rejuvenates, how it re-nourishes, how it re-energizes when you just shift the energy.
Is that a magnet you have there?
Right here?
Yeah.
What I have here is the mask. I do have the professional protocol, but we also have an individual mask that we do. You can see what I was sharing with you regarding the different points. This happens to be customized to my face, so we do a customized imprinted, so the person is able to do this at home, so they don't always have to rely on the professional, even though we love to see them, but it really gives them an opportunity to empower themselves with their own age management. So you see the different points I was talking about, the liver meridian, you have the stomach meridians, large intestines, gallbladder. So you have all this meridian. So what you're doing is redistributing the energy, bringing balance to the face, releasing the stress from the face, reducing, stimulating collagen, working on a cellular level, working inside out, outside in.
So when someone has, say, bags under their eyes, or or pouches under their eyes, or dark circles, those would be along one of the meridians, and so having the magnets on the face there would be very helpful to help manage that?
Absolutely. A lot of times around the eye area, we're looking at our kidney. Okay, so once again, it's lack of water, hydration, sleep.
Exhaustion.
So, and also what happens too when you see the pouch underneath the skin, it's usually what happens as we mature. Our eyes are our first to show our age because there's no oil glands underneath our eyes. When you think about the skeleton, how it's just hollow, so there's no oil glands. So that is the first place that we show our aging, our character, and it elasticizes underneath the skin. So what it does, it puts the fluid underneath the skin, and there's really, really no product that we're able to get rid of that at a point in time, because underneath the eye, there's a tissue, a thymelian tissue, okay, which elasticizes as we get older. So there's really not a product that we can say that I feel personally when people say to me, "Can I get rid of my bags underneath the eyes?" A certain point in time I can, and after that the aging process takes over.
So you're saying that using the magnets just on those places on the skin really helps the face, but would you say also that inadvertently also helps the internal organs?
I tend to believe it does.
Meridians?
Okay, because it is on the meridians, and you are working with the Eastern approach. Okay, so we also have bands that we put on your mitts and bands. You put on the spleen point. We put on the large intestine point. So now you're dealing with, once again, just to let people know that all our yin organs are on the meridians on the inside, and all our yang organs and meridians are on the outside, which I find it very interesting because you think about it, it's about the male is protecting the yin, the female, right?
Yeah.
Energy, right? So when we put this on your mitts and we put this on your ankles, and this helps brings balance
So
to
you have
you
the
when you're
magnets
using.
underneath them?
You can feel the magnets right in there.
Oh, the
see?
magnets are right in
Right in
there.
there.
Okay.
So it's made for me. It's made for my hand. You put it on. Yep.
Like that?
Like that.
And then it treats you. This one
A
is
lot.
probably
It's sure.
backwards.
So it is backward. I know. Imagine gotta be tested. There. Let's go like this. See? There's a point right there.
Okay.
Then you put the other one on your ankle. This is your spleen. You're gonna kill me, Paul. Spleen.
Jackie, you've shared with us so many different things about the health of the skin and keeping the skin healthy from the inside out. What are just give us a few things to wrap up with, something that we can take home with us that's easy to remember.
Now, first thing is remember two things. As we mature, our skin becomes dehydrated and thin. So always keep that in mind. Drink plenty of water, nourish your skin, get plenty of rest, exfoliate the skin. Very, very simple things to do, and that will really does maintain and preserve your skin's natural beauty.
And the younger you start, the better off you'll be.
Absolutely. I've been servicing my clients for 30 years, so you think about it. Some of my clients were 43, now they're 73. And they always share with me all the time. They always say to me, I say, let your skin lie about your age. They always tell me, people can't believe my age. So it takes a commitment of, taking care of the skin, commitment to coming in and having a professional treatment. It really does make a difference. I mean, as an esthetician, we really do preserve and maintain your skin's natural beauty. It's definitely worth the investment.
Thank you so much for being on the show with us and sharing everything that you have about keeping the skin healthy.
Thank you, Jackie.
My name is Jackie Bell. You've been watching Living Healthy. We've been talking about keeping the skin healthy from the inside out with Jacqueline Bonfiglio Naja. Join us again next time. Thank you.